somehow in the past week or two, I got real stupid.
You didn't start watching CNN or anything.
Shit. Too bug. Man, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's it. Oh, well, anyway. We'll do it without a pop filter then. Excuse my plosives. But yeah, whoa. That makes this the Poe Bastards Almanac episode 025, I think. Hell yeah.
New desk edition.
New desk edition. Hell yeah, new furniture. Currently,
yeah.
As we speak, it is February 2nd, and Steam logins for a handful of users have been down for about 5 hours now. Like, totally impossible to log in. I'm just stuck at the connecting Steam account. It won't go any further.
Oh, so that has fuck all to do with Linux. That's across. That's just everybody.
Yeah, I checked the subreddit. Yeah,
I'd have been pissed if me and our boy there couldn't have played Arma like we did earlier.
Yep.
We were putting up with it. Dude, it took us like an hour and a half to get that thing to work.
I just want to see if Zomboid will launch. Just by running the executable. I don't know that it will.
I could get Ragnarok to do that.
It
ran off an executable.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it didn't go through Steam, does it? It's just that was just a standalone.
It did. It did. You could run it through Steam, but if you click the executable, I think the little patcher would come up and it completely bypassed Steam.
Oh, okay. Huh. No dice here. Baldur's Gate. Hey, Baldur's Gate will run. No Zomboid though. Oh well. Yeah, hopefully they'll fix it here before too long. Until then, I'll just keep an eye on the subreddit, I guess, because Valve has made absolutely no announcements about it. Pretty crazy.
That's unreal, man.
It is.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure people paid quite a bit of money for their Steam libraries, and only being able to play 10% of your games is not good. So they can't even do anything to get into offline mode. It's boned like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of weird. Let's see. Twitter at Steam Games says absolutely nothing about it.
Oh, I bet the Steam subreddit is having a golden goose over.
Yeah, they've got there's a mega thread going. Yeah, it's pretty inconvenient. But I mean, well, in positive Steam news though, there was a Steam client update for Linux this past week. 18 hours ago is when the post went live on the sub. And let's see. Okay, yeah, for games like Dying Light, you can use Proton for the Windows version, and it can double or triple your FPS compared to the native Linux version.
Dude, I read a comment on that. It was like, how bad did you fuck up where, running a compatibility patch over the top of Windows or something? When running something that way gives you a frame rate increase, how bad have you?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's just a lazy porting just to say, yeah, we've got a Linux version. Luckily Linux users are pretty keen on reporting things that don't work well. So that's always good. There's lots of documentation there that says whether or not something's worth a shit. So this is actually a really important patch for Proton, because it's going to allow users to run a lot more games a lot better. And actually, the reporting of it is a lot better now. Before, it was kind of difficult to tell whether or not a game was like part of the Proton whitelist, or if you were just like forcing Proton to run it, stuff like that. It was kind of difficult to tell, but now it actually tells you if like the devs recommend a version of Proton, or if you're just or if it's running this version of Proton because you've set all games to run on this version of Proton. So it's pretty handy. Seems to be working pretty well. Let's see. I've been playing GTA 5 on Linux, and I've really only made it through the first mission. Well, the first 2 missions, I guess. Ooh, this time it says it cannot connect to the Steam network. Start in offline mode. Fuck yes. All right, there we go. I got to launch Steam that time at least. That's good. So they've made some headway there at least.
Yeah, that's good news.
Yep.
How's the performance been in Grand Theft Auto?
Dude, as good as Windows. I don't have the beefiest system. My system's good, like 6 years old now. I'm running an i5. I couldn't even tell you the model of it anymore. I do not remember the model of my graphics card anymore. Let's see what Linux system info. Oh, okay. I gotta install that. No thanks. Let's see. Ubuntu system info. No. How can I find my hardware details? Okay. LSPCI gives you this giant spit out. Okay, it's a Radeon HD 7970 8970. Okay, it's R9 280X is what I'm running. So yeah, I mean I'm running an older card. R9 280X Tahiti. It was announced in 2013. So yeah, this is an older card now. I got 280X was launched in 2013. So yeah, I mean this is a good 5-year-old card. I thought it was about that old. But this card's still running great, dude. I mean I don't have any issues at all. I've been looking into so I've been a fairly large supporter of XFX. I think they make great graphics cards.
That one in the very first graphics card that you hooked me up with and put in my old PC so that we could play the Arma 2 DayZ mod. That was XFX, and that graphics card is still running. In fact, that's what Homeboy was running Arma off of just now, Arma 3.
Yep, I believe that.
Still chugging.
I was looking, let's see, Resident Evil 2 remake recommended specs. Let's not go to PC Gamer for that. GameDebate.com. Never heard of these guys. Let's check them out. They recommend a RX 480 with 3 gigs of RAM. And XFX has an RX, let's see, a 550 with 4 gigs of RAM for $150 right now. And like I say, I mean, I've had one issue way back when Fallout 3 came out. I had an issue with whatever card I was running at the time, and it was an XFX, and those guys helped me out in like a heartbeat. They sent me a better card than what I had purchased because I had a defective card. I was getting all kinds of crazy artifacts in game, and yeah, they determined it was a GPU issue after having me run, I think, some like benchmark tests or something like that. I don't remember exactly what happened, but it was a fairly painless process, and they hooked me up. So yeah, I'm faithful to these guys until I get a dick in my butt.
The healthy outlook on a consumer provider relationship.
Right. Unlike the government that always gives you a dick in the butt, so you never want to do any shit with them. But for some reason, there's we got people voting for more government because they hate the government. Like, how dumb do you have to be? Like, Donald Trump is the worst person ever. Let's put the government in charge of school. What? How stupid are you? How fucking stupid are you? But whatever.
Yeah, I don't think more government has ever been the right answer. I won't say to anything, but not much, homie. There are very few things, dude. Yeah, my roads.
My roads, man.
Where are my roads? It's that, God, I know we've already talked about that, but the funniest part is that there are no roads in that last scene where he's running up over the hills.
Right.
Because in the original version of that theme, yeah, the roads.
Yep. Let's see. Whatever this website is, Mail Online. The fuck is Mail Online? Daily Mail?
Oh, probably so.
Yeah, Daily Mail.
Probably
Okay.
so.
It's got a big Facebook thumb over a logo somewhere. I don't know. And there's just tits all the way down the side of this page. It's nothing but tits. There's a picture of Donald Trump next to Rebel Wilson's tits.
Dude, some of this fan art and the load screens of Ragnarok is about dadgum racy.
Yeah, that's anime in general. But yeah, good old tits. Anyway, so yeah, there's apparently the UK is pushing for universities to close the grade gap for black students, or they're going to face fines. Let's see where this rabbit hole goes. So this is a race disparity audit with no source. I can click to share this article. There are no sources in this article at all that I'm seeing, at least. But it says only 50% of black students get a 2-to-1 or higher compared to 80% of white students. Data shows black undergrads are also more likely to drop out of university. 2% of academic staff in the UK higher education are black. Government is threatening universities with sanctions unless they close the gap. I mean, that is worrying, I guess. I mean, if you still lump all black people together into the same group, I still think that's kind of weird. I mean, all quote unquote white people come from different areas of the world. Do all black people come from like one fucking tribe in Africa or something? But whatever. I mean, semantics aside, Universities Minister Chris Skidmore said that universities need to reflect modern Britain and ensure that everyone who has the potential, no matter their background or where they came from, can thrive at university. I didn't quote that 100% correct, but close enough. No matter their background or where they are from, can thrive at university. It cannot be right that ethnic minority students are disproportionately dropping out of university, and I want to do more to focus on the student experience to help ethnic minority students succeed at university. Well, I mean, you need to find out why they are, what the fucking problem is then, I guess. Kind of weird, though, they're going to start finding them as if it was like the university's fault, I guess. The universities are at fault that black students aren't doing as well. Maybe they are at fault. Maybe,
I don't know. Either way, that is not the answer. So you're basically what it sounds like. They're allegedly telling them, since there weren't any smart sources in there, but so they're basically saying that this entity is telling this school to bridge that gap, or we're going to find the piss out of you. So what do you think? I don't know. The easiest thing to do is obviously the easiest thing to do for the school would be just give these kids good grades so they don't get the fine pissed out of. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, I mean, push them along.
That's the only thing that would be.
I mean, that's the easy solution. That's not to say that all universities are going to do that, but that's kind of what you're pushing them up against. If the only...
It's like an Office Space where he says, Bob, threaten to fire a guy. It's only going to make him work so.
I've never seen Idiocracy, which is also a Mike Judge film. I need to see Office Space again, actually. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. So yeah, that's pretty weird, but that's kind of.
That is pretty weird, but isn't this supposedly in the UK?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It doesn't surprise me that a wing of their very large government would just have the authority to do that. And when you think about it, what kind of was it, a diversity audit? They're paying somebody's salary to go around and do that.
Yep.
And I wouldn't imagine that they're skimping on the benefits over there for government employees.
Oh yeah, probably not. Yeah,
That's
race disparity audit.
I don't have anything to go on again. Just a couple of poor bastards.
Here it
But
is.
assuming that the fundamentals of that article are factual, it's
Gov.uk. Research and analysis race disparity audit. Summary findings from the Ethnicity Facts and Figures website. It's a 58-page PDF. It's about a megabyte. This is from October. It was revised March 2018. Man, do I want to read the whole forward? Let's see. Let me start reading it until I get bored. We believe that how far you... Let me see if I can put on my best Dan Carlin. We believe that how far you go in life could be based on your talent and how hard you work, and nothing else. That was the ambition set out by the Prime Minister on the steps of Downing Street in July. I'm bored already.
That's a pretty good Dan Carlin, if you ask me.
I've been listening to a lot of Dan lately. He's got... There's a new episode on the supernova in the East about all of Japan's wars, and that's some good shit, man. God, that's some good shit.
I just admire the guy for going for 4 hours.
It is insane. He's got to break that up and like edit it together at some point.
I listen so hard.
I know.
I listen so hard, and he does a good job, man.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like the detail that he goes into, the people that he quotes, like, I mean, the research that goes in, if we did that much research on our podcast, we'd probably like solve some world shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting around looking on Kotaku in action, falling for some clickbait.
Falling for clickbait.
Key findings. Ooh, here we go. There are, this report presents a summary of key findings from the audit. Section 2.4, there are disparities between the ethnic groups in all areas of life affected by public organizations. All right, these are still just words. Just words. Here we go. Education. Here we go. This is exactly it. Pupils in several ethnic groups were achieving and progressing better than white British pupils. Pupils from Chinese and Indian backgrounds showed high attainment and progress throughout their school careers and high rates of entry to university. Pupils from Gypsy and Roma, or Irish traveler background, which were not included in the white British category, had the lowest attainment and progress and were least likely to stay in education after the age of 16. Although pupils in the black ethnic group made more progress overall than the national average, black Caribbean pupils fell behind. White British pupils and those from a mixed background also made less progress than average. Low educational attainment and progress is closely associated with economic disadvantage. There is a sizable gap in attainment between disadvantaged pupils and those from better off households among white British, white Irish, and mixed pupils. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I mean, that doesn't necessarily say that black kids are not doing well. It says they're doing better than they were. Huh. Criminal justice. Of all defendants, including juveniles who were remanded at Crown Court for indictable offenses, the proportion of defendants who were remanded in custody rather than allowed out on bail was highest for black defendants, and particularly for black males. Isn't that like antithetical to the whole like slavery? Because like everything's blamed on slavery here in the US. But if they're having the exact same problems in the UK, I mean, they didn't have, I'm sure they had some slavery, but they never had, cotton farms and tobacco farms and fucking the shit that we had here, plantations and stuff, did they? So what's their excuse?
What's their excuse for white guilt, basically?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that they were imperialists. There is the saying, the sun never set on the British Empire.
Yeah.
Might have something to do with that. I don't really know, man. Those, then again, I think Six was like talking about Europe, and he was like, yeah, not much freedom was propagated on that dark continent. Shit. Yeah. I feel bad for the guys in Britain that don't have their heads up their fanny.
It's just got to be strange to live under all that I mean, it's kind of strange here. You know, we've got a certain amount of like ceremony and stuff like that we do in our government. You know, they've got the whole royal family and shit.
I don't know, man. Aren't they just figureheads?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, dude, speaking of that, WikiLeaks released some papers on the Vatican this week. And apparently, the Pope exerted his power over the order. Let's see what all this shit means. I don't remember. Pope, Vatican, WikiLeaks. Here's the post on. Yeah, so Pope's private letter reveals early involvement in power struggle. So basically, all right, so the letter concerns the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, also known as the Knights of Malta, originally founded in Jerusalem during the Crusades in 1099, named after our tax reform, tax documents. As the name indicates, it has been widely recognized as a sovereign entity in itself, despite theoretically being subject to papal.
Papal? I think it's tomato there. I've heard people say both.
Okay, papal authority as a Catholic institution. So, yes, theoretically subject to papal authority, but it has been widely recognized as a sovereign entity in itself. But Pope Francis abdicated Matthew Festing as Prince and Grand Master of the Order in January 2017. Festing had dismissed the Order's Grand Chancellor, Boselager, I guess is how you pronounce his name. Boselager was dismissed because he was the health minister for the Order. He was held personally responsible for approving funds in an aid mission in Africa that distributed condoms, which is against the teachings of Catholicism. And these papers are like emails to and from Pope Francis, or letters to and from Pope Francis, talking about like when the Pope got involved in this. And so Festing outed Boselager, but then the Pope turned around, outed Festing, and reinstated Boselager, from what I understand. And WikiLeaks asserts that this is basically like an annexation by the Vatican of the order, because they were separate sovereign entities with their own like land and shit like that, I suppose. I don't understand anything about Catholicism, but
I don't either.
Because it's weird. It's right above the Church of Scientology as far as like the fucking crazy shit that they do.
It is. And, I'm not going to say that there aren't some local sex scandals with regarding Protestant churches. In the last couple of years, I can think of 2 or 3 major cases of that where I've heard about it on the news, and it was a story that didn't just show up on the 11 o'clock news and was gone the next night. I mean, they kept coming back to it and updating the public on it. And anyhow, so not to say that shit hasn't been happening in our own backyard, but God, the Catholic Church, as far as that being, the creepy as far as the Scientology stuff goes. Yeah, it's starting to get to that point. Just the iconography they hang on to, they place so much importance on, on people and the organization and bureaucracy of it's such a deeply organized religion. You know, when people say organized religion, they normally mean people of the same faith get together in a structured and worship in a fairly structured way as far as when they convene and some of the things that they do on a weekly basis, you know, but Catholicism redefines what organized religion is. You know, there is a hierarchy within the church itself. I mean, I can't, you know, the Baptist Association is about the most organized body I can think of locally, you know. For the most part, Protestant churches are fairly independent, and I keep coming back to Protestant churches because that's really what's common in our area of the country. But there sure are a lot of churches around. I was remarking to myself earlier this month when I was doing some traveling and how many churches there are. Just if you're off the beaten path, just off the interstate, you know. But anyways, yeah, I didn't mean to get trailed off on just yakking about the Catholic Church, but there's just with that kind of organization and bureaucracy and power.
I mean, that's quite the power move for the Pope to do that.
I mean, you can just almost guarantee that things aren't what they seem. That whatever it looks like on its face probably isn't the real deal.
Oh, okay. So here's some background to it. So this is from January 24th. The Pope intervenes in Knights of Malta after head resigns under pressure. When did this WikiLeaks come out? This came out on January 30th. Okay. The Pope asked Festing to step down. Grandmasters usually rule for life. Festing in the Vatican had been locked in a dispute over Boselager for ostensibly for allowing the use of condoms in a medical project for the poor. The Vatican, which is a sovereign state, said the Pope would name a pontifical delegate. Vatican sources said this was a temporary solution.
So because this guy was, you know, doing the condom thing, the Pope axed him and put with one of his own people.
Yeah. And let's see, this is Reuters. Reuters says this move was similar to one in 1983 when Pope John Paul II named a delegate to temporarily run the Jesuit order, which he feared was becoming too leftist. More recently, the Vatican named a delegate to run the conservative Legionaries of Christ, which was hit by a sexual abuse scandal. Okay, so everybody kind of knew about this. So I guess these papers don't really blow the lid off of anything other than showing that the Pope has been involved in this since like November, I think is what it really says. Adding yet more intrigue to the tale are rumors that some high-ranking members of the order have also attended Masonic lodges or other organizations deemed suspect by the church. Some of this seems to be confirmed by the Pope's letter, which is dated the 1st of December 2016, which is a month before Boselager was reinstated and Festing was dismissed. In the letter, Pope Francis states, wait. Yeah, this is from January 2017. Oh, duh. Okay, this is from a year ago. All this shit's a year old, and these papers are just now coming out from the WikiLeaks. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I mean, you know, that's a little strange too, that in particular, members of the order must avoid secular and frivolous behavior, such as membership to associations, movements, and organizations which are contrary to the Catholic faith and or of a relativist nature, is what Pope Francis said in one of the letters. He goes on to state that any members of such organizations need to be removed from the order. So I mean, I don't know. It's not big news, I guess. Maybe it is. I don't know much about Catholicism. And I think you kind of pointed out there the organization of the religion, just the whole structure of it makes it difficult to understand, which is a lot like fucking Scientology.
Those people are downright overbearing, controlling bloodsuckers.
The Catholics or the Scientologists?
Scientologists. Those are some mean, vicious individuals.
Yeah, they seem to be. Last podcast on the left had a couple episodes about them. It's been a while back. I don't remember much of it anymore. But then that girl, was her name Leah or something? Yeah, Leah Remini, I guess her name is. She's got a TV series about Scientology.
Oh, is that the lady from King of Queens? Because I've heard her talk about it.
It's got to be.
Her and her mom.
Ooh, the Scientology released a statement about her. I'm sure this is old. It's not dated. Sadly, bitterness and anger are common threads through Miss Remini's life. Miss Remini is showing herself to be a spoiled, entitled diva who still obsessively complains about such petty matters as her seating placement, limo ride, 5-star hotel accommodations, and the paparazzi's failure to recognize her nearly a decade ago. She also inserts herself uninvited into the family matters of others. Rather than taking responsibility for self-inflicted problems, she is quick to blame others. When her firing from the talk erupted into a public embarrassment for her in 2012, we tried to help pick her up off the floor, but she treated everyone around her in a degrading, bullying manner. Her behavior was intolerable. Damn. Throwing shade on that bitch.
Scientology retaliating against her. Dang. Told you, bro. Vicious.
And they link to LeahReminiAftermath.com. What the fuck is all this?
Website. Oh my god.
I don't know which direction this website goes in. Dude, this is... Oh my god. Yeah. This is a whole website designed to attack Leah Remini. This is an open letter from Mike Rinder's daughter, Taryn, to... I don't know what that matters. Letter from Kathy Bernard to Deadline Hollywood. I don't know what this has to do with. Letters from family of Leah Remini's co-host. How Remini recruits bullies to join her harassment campaign. How Leah Remini viciously breaks up a family. How Leah Remini callously treats her own family. How Leah Remini's difficulties in getting along with others extends to her professional life. How Leah Remini doesn't get along with others. Damn, dude. They put some cash into this. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen, dude. This is some high school shit on like an international level. Not only that, what the fuck? They've got all these other links. Who is MichaelRinder.com? Michael Rinder, vicious wife beater who peddles hate on A&E. A quote from Mike Rinder: they, anti-Scientologists, view the church as their lottery ticket and pursue their jackpot with lies. Oh my God. This is crazy. They've got not only an entire hit website on Leah Remini. They've got ones for like all these other people too. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. This is nuts, man. This is hilarious in a fucking scary way. And I mean, they're slam full of videos about people speaking about, apparently this is his son, Ben Rinder. His face looks all fucked up. I think that's just how his face is. Oh, he's got a rare form of cancer. Ooh, buddy.
Shoo!
Whoops. All right, let me go post an apology on Twitter real quick. BRB. Oh, yeah, apparently this is his own son talking shit about his dad, though. And his dad, who I guess allegedly has come out against Scientology. Ben Rinder, Man, these Scientology holes are crazy. Oh, yeah, dude. And you search up Ben Rinder Scientology and okay, Mike Rinder. Let me search Mike Rinder. Mike Rinder's the actual dude. Okay. You search Ben Rinder and all you get is a bunch of videos from Scientology. Dude, oh my God. You search Mike Rinder and all you get are these videos All right, there's one, a conversation with Mike Rinder. The other two are Mike Rinder, wife beater, and Ben Rinder, son of Mike Rinder, speaks out. Scientology 2017. Holy fuck, man. That's scary. That's real scary.
Oh, because he is a former senior executive of the Church of Scientology. So they know if he got out, then he's going to speak out against them. So they're trying to get, holy crap, how can they not get the shit suit out of them for slander and libel? Well, he's Australian. Shit. I don't know what Australian libel laws look like. But you weren't kidding. This is on an international level. Well, he does live in Palm Harbor, Florida. According to what DuckDuckGo has, they link to his blog. At least DuckDuckGo has in their little thing. It doesn't go to Wikipedia. It links straight MikeRindersblog.org. That's the top.
Who would believe this garbage, dude? This is crazy. There's all these videos. Sisters of these people, like in-laws of these people, former colleagues, mother-in-law, talking shit about these people who have come out about Scientology. And it's very organized. It looks very professional. Holy shit, this is crazy. When was this updated? None of this has dates on it at all. There are no dates anywhere.
Dude, I do see that. Okay, I do see that. Who is Mike Rinder? Well, good on DuckDuckGo for having his blog as the top search result, and it's in the little window at the top right. So at least DuckDuckGo isn't trying to smear that guy. They do have that stuff right up under all of it, though. So it's not like they're trying to hook that dude with anything up other than a fair shake, which is what I think people should be doing.
Yeah. Dude, this video is from January 15th. Still talking shit about the Headleys, whoever the Headleys are. Mark Headley. I can go to whoismarkheadley.com and see what Scientology has to say about him. Holy shit. Whew. What a rabbit hole, dude. That's crazy. I never knew all that. All right, I guess, the Church of Catholicism has nothing on Scientology. Sorry,
well,
Pope.
Then again, they are touching kids and shit. So.
Yeah. Oh man, so back to gaming for just a second. In trying to fix GTA 5, I think I spoke about this briefly on the last podcast. I had to change the way that my GPU drivers were loaded. They were loading into Radeon mode as opposed to AMD GPU mode. And I don't know what that means, but I just followed somebody's instructions to fix it. And I've taken to the SCS forums for this is regarding American Truck Simulator because I don't have any reflections in ATS anymore. And I'm on the Linux beta testing forum, but I'm not getting a lot of responses. It's a little disheartening here. I'm kind of new to this. So I wish I had a bug reporting process. Okay, here we go. Okay, no, this is the forum to report bugs in. And I reported a fucking bug and nobody's answering it. Yeah, that's not cool. Maybe I'm in the wrong I don't know. So yeah, I'm having some trouble with ATS now that I've changed my graphics profile, which kind of sucks, but I mean, I guess I'd rather play GTA. I'd like to be able to play both of them because American Truck Sim is so therapeutic. It's so relaxing. And now I hadn't played it in a while because of this bug. I don't know how to flip back. I don't know who to ask either. I'll take to Reddit with it, before too long. See what they say. So, what have you've just been playing Ragnarok? Have you played anything?
Oh shit, sorry.
You're good.
I've been listening, man. I'm sorry I haven't contributed much. Besides playing Arma earlier, which was freaking awesome, Anti-Stasi is an excellent little scenario. And anyhow, I have been just playing Nova. Yeah, Nova Ragnarok. It's been pretty fun. I've been leveling a priest. I set out last night to get the Acolyte card set, which the Acolyte is a first tier job class before you job class into priest. And from there, you can do high priest and then archbishop. I think archbishop is at the final transcendent class. But I'm hanging around priest right now. And anyways, I set out for that card set. It's a 5 card set. And long story short, I've managed to get slotted gear for all the 5 gear slots for the cards, and I've gotten 3 of the 5. I think I have enough money to I've got enough money to buy one of the 2 that I've got left, but I don't really like doing that. Because I mean it's a 10% improved drop rate.
So explain cards a little bit.
Most every monster in the game has, in regular renewal Ragnarok, has a 0.01% chance to have its card drop. Sometimes I think it might be 0.02, but at an incredibly low rate. And cards can go in to card slots on items of gear that you wear in your equipment slots, like head. There's a head slot, garment slot, chest slot, 2 accessories, and breeches. Or shoes. So there's only a handful of equipment slots. And sometimes items can have multiple card slots. More so than not, they only have one. You can undergo a process that might destroy the item to put a card slot on a certain item. And anyhow, cards are very useful, and sometimes there are card sets where, and sometimes a card set might be 2 cards, it might be 3. This is a 5 card set.
That makes sense.
Let me see. This
and there's 5 slots of gear, right? So I mean, you'd have to have one of these cards in each slot, and each of your equipment slots.
See, there's a head slot. Your head can have a high, mid, and low. I'm wearing a set of headphones that takes up high and mid on my head slot.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you can put multiple gear on your head, like a scarf and a helmet or something.
You can, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And there's a garment slot, and you've got a left and right hand as well. So this card set, it's a ride word card in your head slot, geographer card in your chest slot, a baby seal card in the weapon slot, an enchanted peach tree card in the shield slot, a cookie card in the accessory slot, and Lord help me, there's one more. There's one more, but I'm trying to get the cookie card right now. The ride word card. I still need to get the ride word card. So, and I don't know. I think that thing is in a level of glass time that I can't make right now. So I may have to buy that one, but nobody's been selling it. Which in Nova Ragnarok, you can query the server. You just do the @ symbol, who sells, space, and then whatever the name of the item is. Geographer card, whatever. And it'll tell you the coordinates and the player vendors of anyone that's selling that. What their name is, what the name of the shop is, and how much they're selling. Absolutely amazing. There's nothing like that in Vanilla Ragnarok.
Okay, are cards unique to Nova?
They are not.
Okay.
That's a regular. And Nova, they're operating on a certain version in the Ragnarok storyline. Things like 16.2 is the patch they're running, but it's a modified, heavily modified deal. And so normally when there's a change or cards are added to Vanilla Ragnarok, it normally takes a little bit before they make it over to private servers. I don't know. There might be some cards that are exclusive to Nova Ragnarok.
Okay.
Nova Ragnarok has a separate wiki and stuff like that. It's pretty neat how well organized the resources are for Nova Ragnarok. This is almost a brand new. This is Ragnarok 2.0, to be honest with you. I'm a huge fan. The more I play on this, the more of a fan I am.
Sweet.
Yeah, they do a lot of things the right way. There was a couple times over the years that I logged into Vanilla Ragnarok, and I could tell that they were trying that the tutorial for novices was a little bit different. They were starting to work on getting an in-game map in. Some of the UI was just terrible. It was new stuff that just didn't look quite right, but you could tell that they were trying to work on it. And I guess it's a little bit better now, but Nova Ragnarok just takes that and blows it right out the water, man. This is pretty much how Ragnarok should be. Don't get me wrong, I do like low drop rates and stuff. That really, but not everybody's got that kind of freaking time, because it was really, really grindy. Gravity themselves with renewal, understood that, hey, we've kind of got to revise what we've got going on here. The purists can play on their classic server, but renewal kind of revamped a few things that I'm not privy to, that I'm sure max level players appreciated and stuff like that. But I've been a total noob up until recently as far as the jobs and classes that I've played. I'm having a blast on this priest, though. I'm getting my fanny kick. I'm only a couple levels away from. Oh, what's up?
Is this Nova Ragnarok? Is this official? Who maintains this? Who makes the game?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Nova points.
You can, yeah, and those are effectively a donation to the server. And I honestly see there are some accusations thrown at Vanilla Ragnarok that the items available in their cash shops, it's like pay to win, basically. I don't know the validity of that argument, but I have heard it bandied about. I know I'm saying a lot because I'm pretty fucking stoned.
All these links are dead ends. So on Reddit, on r Nova Ragnarok.
Oh, that subreddit is dead.
Yeah,
that is deader than hell.
Yeah.
But
it links to the main website. There's an information page, an FAQ page, but neither of those, both of those links are dead now.
Maybe the wiki was developed after that subreddit popped up.
Yeah.
Because those are really the only two places that I've found good information about the place on.
Yeah, I was just wondering who maintains it, like who receives the money for this. Huh. But yeah, the user, Nova Ragnarok Online on Reddit, hasn't posted in 2 years.
There was a streamer that played on this server exclusively up until recently. I think he might still come back from time to time. But there are a fair chunk of his videos available on YouTube that are all on Nova.
Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm glad the game that old is getting, I mean, there's 2,300 people online right now, so there's definitely something to be said about that.
And that does just slightly outnumber the Chaos server, I do believe. And I mean, let's not kid ourselves. This is 90% people that played it back in the freaking day that are just playing it straight out of nostalgia, like I am.
Let's see how many people are playing Artifact right now. 1057. So more people are playing Nova Ragnarok than are playing Valve's brand new game Artifact, a fucking card game, when we've been asking for Half-Life 3 for 12 years now.
I feel so bad for you guys, man.
But hey, we got a Dota 2 card game in, that 1,000 people are playing right now. Dude, that is sad. Valve say they're in it for the long haul. People are upset about the way you have to pay for cards. Apparently, and that's my issue with Magic the Gathering. I've played Magic off and on for several years. Literally on and then off, and then on and then off, and then on and then off again. So I've only played it, 3 times. But it's such an expensive hobby. I mean, you have to pour cash into this thing if you're going to do well at all. You can play with your friends and stuff, but unless you've got a lot of friends that play casually, and even still, to keep the game fresh, you still got to dump cash into it. And that's kind of the nature of card games. I don't know. I mean, it's fun for a while. The initial investment is, I think you get a good return on your initial investment with a game like that. But to constantly have to pour money into it to keep the fun level at a playable level, it's not really worth it to me personally, and apparently to a lot of other people. And this is designed by Richard Garfield, who also invented Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I thought so. So it's the same guy who invented Magic, invented Artifact. Dude, one last thing. Toonami Aftermath had a major update recently. ToonamiAftermath.com.
I almost had a heart attack. For a second there, I thought you were about to give me some bad news about Toonami Aftermath.
No, they now have
Holy
a guide.
crap.
They finally implemented their Snickelodeon channel, so you can watch Rugrats is on right now. You go to ToonamiAftermath.com, hit the guide at the bottom of the stream, and yeah, there you go. You've got
The hell you say?
Yep, you've got Toonami Aftermath East and West, Snickelodeon East and West. Like Joe 90 is on East, and Keenan and Kel is on West. And their MTV 97 site is live now. They've got music videos 24/7 from the early 90s through the early 2000s, basically is the core group of that. It's pretty sweet. They had a major update. It's awesome. I don't announce this to a lot of people, but that fits our demographic here. Not a lot of people. But yeah, I'm excited that they're still really working on this website and making it better. There's ads running at the top for Amazon.com. You can get 72 Bagel Bytes for $71, I think is what that says.